So today we're going to go through a process. I'm going to support you to look at whatever it is that's blocking you with receiving more abundance in this life, with all of the patterns that may have been passed down for you that are actually shutting you off from more capacity, from more overflow, and also like the ability to actually share more and touch more lives. Because really that's where it's coming down to. It's like we want to create impact. And in order to create impact, we have to be able to receive, because if we're always giving and always circulating energy outward and not actually receiving energy inward, then the circuitry is blocked. And so how do we actually both receive while also give? And so today we're going to go through a process. It's going to include some breathing, it's going to include some tapping, and it's going to include some embodiment exercises that are actually going to help you really step into the aliveness, the magnetism, the love, the joy of what it is to serve. And that becomes the magnet for what you're attracting back. And then tomorrow, when we go into our masterclass, we'll then look at sacred structure. And so we lead with embodiment and then we match it with sacred structure. And as we match sacred structure with our embodiment, that's when we have the divine balance of our own masculine and feminine energies to circulate what we want to create in the world. So if we're ever feeling disconnected, we have the masculine to hold the structure. If we're ever feeling wobbly, the masculine will direct us, help us create the containers so that we can continue to build more wealth and more success in our life. And so what we're going to do, just to start with, I am going to pop on a little music just so we can settle in together, and then we'll go into a little flow. So let me just pop this on. That way we can just get started here. Beautiful. Okay, so I want you guys just to take this moment just to settle in and just find yourself rooted in your chair, wherever you're seated, and just placing your hands on your knees and just closing your eyes for a moment. And just feel yourself go into your body. And we're just going to slowly take some slow, deep breaths through the nose. And we're just going to let that energy just settle inside our system. And we're just taking some long, slow, deep breaths in. And then we're going to open up the jaw and we're just going to sigh with the sound ha, ha. Taking another deep breath in through the nose and exhaling with a sigh of ha. Ha. Taking a few more here. And this sound, this vibration, which it actually works through the nervous system, helps settle all the energy. So that's why the sound of ha can really help just bring you back into balance. Taking a few deep breaths here. Ha. And the next one, I want you to really extend the ha sound. Like, see if you can really make the vibration of ha really extending out. So inhaling. Ha. Beautiful. Let's lift our hands up to the sky. Inhale. Stretch up tall. Feel all the energy going up to your fingertips. And then we're going to just blow out through the mouth. So blowing out any energy and just energizing the field as you cleanse the field with your arms. So inhaling up, exhaling out. Inhaling up, exhaling out. Inhaling up, exhaling out. So let's go into a rhythm with this right now. So we're inhaling all the way up, we're blowing out the field. And so these basic exercises are what really help clear the energy. They help clear the field so that we can actually be in those embodied states. So let's inhale up and just imagine yourself cleansing the field right now, cleansing whatever you've had, whatever you've carried with yourself for the day, any concerns. Inhaling all the way up, and just imagine that you're bringing light into the whole field right now. And I'm going to pop a little bit of music on so that we can dance with this together. All right, let's go. Really inhaling up, exhaling, blowing it out. Really filling up all the lungs right now, just feeling up the lungs, opening up your capacities. And then inhale, bring it all the way up, hold it up to the sky. Hold the breath right now. And then gently bring the hands down through the center as if you're pushing down a button. Push all the way down, blowing it out slowly. And then placing one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. And as you tune into your own energy, your own body right now, we hold ourselves in compassion for any struggles that we've had with our wealth, with our finances. And we give it full permission to be held in our love today so that it may resolve, so that we may resolve the struggles that we have financially, so that we may step into deeper places of expansion in our own body, mind, spirit, life. And we call forth anything that has been holding us back from tapping into more wealth, any shame that we have around wealth, any resistance, any judgment, any holding back, any procrastination, any self-sabotage that's been holding us back from the full abundance that wants to come into our life in every moment as an expression of creation, recognizing that wealth is just another energetic expression of love. And that we may remember today that love is money and that money is love. And that when we circulate money, we circulate love. When we ask for money, we ask for love. When we give money, we give love. And that we may come into that full remembrance as money is love. And that this shall transform our ability and our lives. Feeling that right now, taking a long, deep breath in. And then exhale with a sigh. Ha. Beautiful. Well, thank you, my loves. We have arrived into the space. We've officially arrived. And we're going to look at what that love looks like when we are fully expressed, what that kind of love looks like when it's moving through us and guiding all of our projects and supporting our life and supporting the world around us. So I'm going to just do a little screen share of something that I put together for us today. So this is our Wealth Code's golden frequency. And as we go through day one today, it's all about manifesting from that place of magnetism, that place of being really turned on by our life, what we're doing, what our offers are, and getting into the golden frequency. Tomorrow we'll look at sacred structure, but let's what I really see it do. And this is the same in anything. When you're actually turned on, there's chemical energy that's happening through your blood that creates a certain kind of energy that outputs into the world. It's a frequency, it's an energy. And that's why we have to be turned on and lit up. And whenever we're not turned on and lit up by what we're doing, we're actually sabotaging the actual thing that we want to create and share. And so that's why today we're going to talk about what it is to actually be turned on by what we're creating. So the turn on is actually the ultimate creative life force in the universe. And so when you're talking about energetics, it lives below the navel. It's in the sacral chakra. It's the creativity, it's your sexual expression. And when those two come together, there is a creative life force that basically creates life. And you can channel that into your sexuality, or you can channel that into your creative projects. And that's something that I've been really practicing and learning over the years, how to channel it into my creativity and to get really turned on by it moving through me. And when it is alive in you, everything that you create becomes magnetic. And that includes wealth and abundance, it includes opportunities, it includes the things that you want to create. And so when you are turned on, you are actually creating with the universe. You're creating with the highest level of energy in the universe. When we're not turned on, when we're not lit up, when we're not inspired, we often go into survival mentality. And you guys might see some of these and you might relate to some of them as well. And these are all deep survival mechanisms that have been programmed into humanity that we get to decode and clean up. Things like, I need to hold on to everything I get. I don't want people to think I'm greedy. Receiving feels wrong. There's not enough to go around. I just need to push harder. I can't relax until this works. I have to be careful, not expansive. It's safer to stay where I am. I'm not ready. All of these are survival mechanisms trying to protect us. And they're doing it for a reason, because humanity has gone through a lot of challenges since the beginning of time. And so these were developed as protection mechanisms. But actually, what we start to see is when we're holding on to these belief systems, it doesn't expand our reality. It doesn't expand our ability to attract and create more in our life. It actually just reinforces those beliefs. And so we actually have to shift out of the survival mentality so that we can start becoming magnetic to what we want. And so the turn on is the magnetism. And it's really important to see that, because the world has been shamed about being turned on, and the world has been taught that turned on is just sexuality. But being turned on actually means that you're available to life. You're on, you're available. And so you're no longer forcing, you're no longer referencing survival. You're creating from a place of aliveness and devotion. And so the turn on is actually what opens the pathway to receive. And what actually happens inside your body when you're turned on by what you're doing, you're actually able to shift your emotional, mental, and physical relationship to wealth as well. So your body is producing different chemicals when you're turned on by what you're doing. And I don't know whether many of you can relate, but sometimes you might get involved in a project and you're just so inspired by it that you can't stop. All you're doing is thinking about it, wanting to create it, getting in these like little wormholes where you're just creating and doing and doing. And you can use that same turn on energy with your wealth. And you can use it to make money, not just to create the projects, but use that same turn on energy to bring clients in, to sell packages, to help others see what you're up to, because you can use that energy in anything. You can use it in sexuality, you can use it in creative projects, you can use it in your wealth. And that turn on is actually very appealing for people. People want to be turned on. It's actually, everyone actually craves it, whether they recognize it or not, or whether they even admit it or not. So let's have a look at what that actually means. So the survival and fear state, it's contracted, it's guarded, it's pressured, it's protective. And all of that creates a chemistry in your body of cortisol, which is stress, adrenaline, which is urgency, low dopamine, which is no inspiration, and low oxytocin, which is disconnection. And so as a result of being in survival and fear around money, around selling, around opening up your services, all these things, it creates a tight chest, a shallow breath, you're holding tension in your body, there's blockage happening, and then you're trying to force, you're trying to chase, you're trying to control. And that's all coming from your fear state, when you're in fear around making money as a coach or as a healer. But what happens when you actually move that state into a turned on state? So let's talk about what a turned on state is. You're open, you're expanded, you're energized, you're connected. And what does that do with the chemistry in your body? You're going into higher states of healthy dopamine. So there's desire, there's motivation, there's oxytocin, which causes trust and connection, serotonin, which is confidence, endorphins, which is pleasure and flow. So if you just really look at that, you can see if you are selling to someone or you are promoting a product, if you are in desire, motivation, trust, connection, confidence, pleasure, flow versus stress, urgency, not inspired, disconnected, which energy, which chemistry is actually going to appeal to the people that you're connecting with? It's going to be this, right? It's going to be that state of turn on. And so in that, your body looks different. You've got the open chest, your breath is full, the energy is moving, creativity is online, and you're expressing what you want to do, what you want to create, how you can help. You're attracting, you're receiving. And that's all coming from that state of being turned on by what you're doing and what you believe in. So your level of turn on actually does determine your level of magnetism for wealth and opportunities. It's not just a mindset thing. It's a chemical thing in your body. It's an energetic thing. And that is often felt in you as you're connecting with others. So we want to really heighten that turn on. We want to heighten it. And so I'd love for you guys to just to have a little reflection right now. Where are you creating from pressure instead of desire? And I want you to think into your coaching businesses right now. What are your services that you're doing? And do you feel pressure in them or do you feel desire in them? Because they're two totally different poles. And if you just think into perhaps you're doing one-on-one coaching, perhaps you're selling out programs, digital programs, maybe you're doing retreats, perhaps you're speaking and getting booked for events. And when you're doing those, when you're approaching those, when you're reaching out for those opportunities, is it coming from pressure or is it coming from desire? And where have you dimmed your excitement and your passion? So you can go ahead and write some of these answers in the chat right now. Where have you dimmed your excitement and your passion? And where are you putting pressure instead of desire? So it's really important to look at this stuff because it's going to help you shift it as well. When you start to see it, you'll be like, oh, I'm in pressure right now. Okay, what do I need to do to shift to desire? And that's what we're going to do today in our tapping session. We're going to shift back into desire, back into pleasure. And what is it that actually lights you up? Coming back to that as well. What lights you up in your service? And I would love for you guys just to write in the chat area right now 5 things that you really get lit up by when you're coaching, when you're helping others. And go ahead and write them in the chat because these things are the pieces that you actually really want to keep focusing on when you're selling, because that's what's going to light you up. You want to talk about the things that light you up. It sounds very simple, but oftentimes when we don't have the right strategy or whatever, we don't really know what we're doing and we're not focusing on what lights us up. We might be focusing on trying to get the deal, trying to get the sale versus just really being in what lights us up. Okay, all right. So let's see. Tend to dim excitement to prevent ramping up expectation because it leads to disappointment. Yeah, ironically, that's been getting me disappointed anyway. That's a really deep piece there, Matanda, because a lot of that has to do with our trust in ourselves as well. Like when we don't fully trust that we can deliver the results that we're saying that we're going to deliver, then we have a wobble. And so getting really rooted in our trust in ourselves, and that's a whole deep dive that we often go through in my certification program. We train you guys to really get into deep levels of self-trust with your work. And then it feels easy and natural. You're not hyping it up. You're actually doing it from an authentic place of true belief. And people can feel the difference when it's hyped and when it's true belief. And so you want to get into true belief within yourself so that when you are excited, when you are inspired, it's authentic, it's real, it's rooted in who you are. To witness other people heal and see their life align. Yes, yes. What does it mean to feel passionate? No results, and I get discouraged. Yeah, one of the things that often happens earlier on is we start to label failure as we did something wrong versus an opportunity to learn and to grow. And also let go of the reins a little bit, because not every single person that you're going to speak to is going to be your ideal client. And I think earlier on in your coaching practice, it can feel like, oh, maybe I didn't do the call right, or maybe I should have pushed harder. But my modality and what I really stand for is really being in deep authenticity, loving what you do, sharing from that place, and then allowing whoever is actually in resonance with that frequency to show up. And that way you're going to attract your tribe. And so rather than getting discouraged whenever someone isn't a fit, you bless them and you hope that they're going to find their right fit, because you want the right people in your containers anyway. And that also helps you not dip so much, because when you're going up and down because someone says yes and someone says no, then you're in a roller coaster. But when you're in a place of consistency, trusting that whoever says yes is meant to be, and whoever can't do it for whatever reason isn't meant to be. And that's okay. All right, impatience after 5 years. Okay, so I left something after about what long? I realized it wasn't aligned with my heart. It was aligned with limited identity. Sometimes pivot or walk away with the heartbreaks. Yes, exactly. And that's all learning. Experimentation happens a lot. And that's what we're meant to be doing. We're meant to be experimenting with things. Sometimes things work, sometimes things don't. All right. What lights me up is the magic that takes over sessions, creates an extra dimension of healing by offering the divine at the beginning. Yeah. Okay. Just reading that, I feel inspired, right? So I'm going to read this one again. What lights me up is the magic that takes over the sessions and creates an extra dimension of healing by offering it to the divine at the beginning. So just reading that, I want to be in that session, right? I want the magic. I want the divine. And Clara, you're offering it from a true place of embodiment. And that's the truth. And so I feel it when I read it as well. And so that's why getting really in touch with the things that really do light you up is what you want to speak about, is what you want to share about. You want to talk about these things. These are your embodiments. These are your codes: connection, humble, no expectations, genuine, small acts. Yeah, trying to remember what the trust feels like again. Beautiful. Lit up by serving, connecting deeply, seeing shifts in others, having fun with others, and vulnerability, right? This is the magic. This creates the golden frequency. I love a lot. Deep intimacy with another, watching someone find the light and hope within. So as you can see, everyone is writing down all these things that are lighting you up. When you say rooted in what lights you up, that is what leads the way. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing those. Okay, let's continue. So when you create from obligation, you're heavy, you're flat, you're resistant. When you create from aliveness, you're expanded, energized, magnetic. These are some tapping affirmations that we're going to do together today as well. It's safe for me to love what I do. And surprisingly, a lot of people don't feel safe in loving what they do. They feel pressure. It feels like work. And a lot of the time, that's earlier programming from survival that's influencing what you've chosen to do and what you're here to do on the planet, and the love that you should be having for it. And then we're going to move into some other things. Like I release the belief that it has to feel heavy. And I'm ready to feel excited about my mission to uplift the world. I allow my passion to inspire and lead me. So all of these are the shifts into that golden frequency. You get to really feel how much you love this. You let your body remember why you chose this path in the first place. And this is the energy that will actually really magnetize your clients before they even pay you. They're going to see you. They're going to witness your energy. They're going to be like, how can I have some of that? And that's the starting energy. So your embodiment is not just on those calls, not just on putting your work out there. It's in your everyday life, and people get to see you based on that. And so what we're going to do at the end of the session today, we're going to visualize and we're going to feel this golden this golden frequency in its full sensory detail. And so what you often learn, and tomorrow we're going to go through the tapping coach certification for anyone that wants to join us, but the golden frequency is all about seeing things in detail, feeling it, visualizing it, seeing it, thinking it. And that's rewiring your brain, rewiring your somatic body, rewiring your emotional system so that you can actually create from that new frequency. And so there's three aspects to that. One is the opening. So you're going to really see your life clearly, the spaces, the impact, the people you're serving. It's alive in your vision. Because if you don't, not carrying that every day, you can forget why you're doing what you're doing. And then we have the regulated aspect where you're holding the vision without rushing it, without pushing it. You're steady, you're grounded, you're capable, you're leading at that level, and you trust yourself to manage your money, to have that responsibility, to really be able to grow. And we're going to go into that more deeply tomorrow about regulating the structure in your life. And then that turned on energy that I've been talking about, which is really about that inspiration by what you're building. The body feels alive. You're electric. You're fully expressed. You're deeply connected to your gifts, your mission, your creativity, and it's fueling you from that deep place of inspiration. And so it's really simple. You want to feel it. You want to see it. You want to embody it. That is all you need to do to come into that magnetism, to have that golden frequency in your life and to bring that into your work. And that's why this particular aspect of the codes, which is really asking yourself, how can I help the world? And when I embody what I preach, I attract. And when I attract, I now have a structure to bring people in so that they can also embody what I embody. So we're going to do that right now. And we're going to go through a process to really step into that embodiment. I know that you've all felt it before, which is why you're already healers, and you can come back to this tap whenever you like, and you can step back into that frequency. And this is something that we'll talk about later, but in the certification that you'll learn about is this is part of the healing work. When we heal our nervous system and are able to sustain that golden frequency, that's when life becomes a momentum for creating more wealth, more goals, more opportunities. And so we no longer want to dip in the nervous system. We want to create consistency with the golden frequency. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to pop on a little music for us, and then we're going to start tapping. If you are new to tapping, basically we're going to be tapping on specific meridian points on the body. And these meridian points are where we hold a lot of that survival in our nervous system. And so if we can reset that through tapping on the body, through breathing, and through saying affirmations and process out loud, we rewire the nervous system's memory of survival, and we come back into pleasure. And when we come back into pleasure, that's when we get to create what we really want from a place of joy and fun and why we're here on the planet. Beautiful. So let's pop a little music on here. Okay. All right. So let's just take a hand on our chest and a hand on our belly right now. And just feel into what's coming up for you right now, surrounding your own wealth, your ability to sell your services, step into the next level of wealth and prosperity. Where have you been holding back? Where have you been sabotaging? Where have you been doubting yourself? And as you feel into that right now, I want you to feel into what that stuckness feels like in your body, that sabotage, that resistance, that holding back, that self-doubt. What does that feel like in your body if it had a texture? And then massage underneath the collarbone. And then repeating after me. Even though I've been struggling with wealth, and I want to step into my next level, but I've been having all of these fears. And just saying this out loud with me. Tapping the center of the chest. I've been holding myself back. Tapping between the brows. I've been doubting if I'm ready or even capable. Tapping the temples. I've been thinking that it's too difficult. Tapping the cheeks. I've been believing what? What is your limiting belief about making money as a coach? I've been believing, and just say what that is out loud. Tapping underneath the nose. I've been believing. Tapping underneath the lips. I've been believing. Say what you've been believing about money, about wealth, about selling, about upgrading to that next level in your business. Tapping the center of the chest. And I've been believing that for a long time. And it's been making me contracted. I've been holding back my full power. And then just go ahead and write in the chat area what it is that's been holding you back. What's the belief that you've been carrying around money, around making money, around wealth, around selling, around sharing your services, around growing your income, around reaching that next level financially? Tapping the front of the ribs. I've been believing it's too hard. I've been believing I can't do it. Tapping the side of the ribs. I've been believing it needs to be hard. Tapping the side of the wrist. I've been feeling like it's greedy. Tapping the side of the thumb. I've been thinking that no one wants my offers. Tapping the next finger. I have fear of attracting the wrong people. Tapping the middle finger. I have fear of failure and unworthiness. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. I've been believing that I can't do it by myself. It's too hard to do. I'm not worth it. Tapping the inside of the little finger. My skills aren't worth it. I've been believing, and just say what you've been believing. Say yours out loud right now. Tapping the side of the hand. I've been believing. Say yours out loud right now. And now let's connect that. Let's see what's going on emotionally when you think that. That makes me feel what? What kind of emotions come up for you? And then just saying the 3 limiting emotions that arise for you when you're dealing with that. Tapping the top of the head. That makes me feel what? What does it make you feel? I've been feeling shame and resistance. I've been feeling sad and scared. I've been feeling tired and unworthy, defeated and invisible, broken and shut down, frustrated, cheeks, disappointed, ashamed, sad, inadequate. I've been feeling, and say yours out loud. And it's understandable. I've been struggling with this. Tapping underneath the nose. I've been feeling, and just say it out loud. Tapping underneath the lips. And it's understandable. I've been struggling with this. Okay, so now let's just really feel it. So let's move away from the chat. I want us to feel what's coming up right now. And on a scale of 0 to 10, how intense is it for you? Find the number of resistance that's there. Tapping the center of the chest. Okay. And feel the texture in your body because you're holding that energy in your body. What does it feel like in your body? Is it heavy? Is it prickly? Is it sticky? Is it metallic? Is it sharp? Is it oozy? What does it feel like in your body? It feels really, tell me what it really feels like for you. And now just feel it. Let's pause on putting it in the chat because the part that's going to really help you right now is feeling it in your body and not typing. So let's just come here, feel it in your body because we're going to move it out of your body right now. It feels really, say what it feels like. Tapping the front of the ribs. It feels really, say what that feels like. Tapping the side of the wrist. All of this fear and shame and contraction around money makes my body feel what? Say what that is. Tapping the side of the wrist. And I love and deeply accept myself exactly as I am. Even though I've been struggling with this for a long time. Tapping the side of the thumb. And I want you to tune into the most recent time now when you were struggling with that. Perhaps there was a sales call, perhaps there was an opportunity that came up, perhaps you needed to make a call and ask for something. What was it recently where that came up for you? And I want you to see that situation. I want you to feel it in your body right now. I want you to lean into the discomfort of it. Let yourself feel the discomfort, bring it to the surface, enhance it, really lean on the edge of it. Tapping the next finger. Let it be really uncomfortable. And then I want you to imagine wrapping a big, beautiful blanket of love around you in that moment. And let yourself feel that deep blanket of love right now. And feel all of that love holding you in that moment right now. And take a big deep breath. This is what healing the nervous system is about. Take a big deep breath into that love. Let it be wrapped around your body and release a big sigh. Ah, beautiful. Tapping the next finger. I'm worthy of this love. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. Even though I've been feeling unworthy, even though it's been feeling heavy, I'm still worthy of love. Tapping the inside of the little finger. Even though I've been believing, and tell me what you've been believing. And I've been believing that for a long time. Tapping the side of the hand. I'm still worthy of love. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of love right there. And tune into any panic, any energy that comes up around resistance, any shame, any disappointment, any frustration, any broken, any shut down, any sadness, any disappointment, inadequacy, anger, distress. Feel that right now. Just feel that blanket of love going right into it right now. And then take a big, deep breath and release a big sigh. Ah, this is the stage where we clean it up out of the nervous system, tapping the top of the head. And I want you to tune into that belief that you've been carrying around right now. The belief that says it's too hard, the belief that says it's not enough, the belief that says no one believes in me, it won't work out, I'm not good enough, I'm stupid, my skills aren't worth it, it's too hard, I might fail, whatever those thoughts are. Tune into your thoughts there. And then I want you to feel what they feel like in your body, those thoughts. Feel the texture of it. Tapping between the brows. And then I want you to tune into the earliest memory you have of thinking that same thought and feeling a similar emotion. See if you can go back as early as you can to remembering when you first thought that about money, when you first thought that about your worthiness, when you first believed that limiting belief. What's the earliest memory you have of that? And then say it out loud. It reminds me of, tell me what it reminds you of. Tapping the cheeks. It reminds me of, and just tell me what that early memory is. Perhaps it was something that mum or dad said, or how mum or dad were behaving at home, or perhaps you wanted something and it was rejected. Tune into whatever that story is for you. Those stories imprint our nervous system. And then repeating after me, it reminds me of, tapping underneath the nose. It reminds me of, tell me that story right now. And who was involved in that story and what was taking place. Tapping underneath the lips. Okay. And what was the worst part about that memory when that happened? When you started really believing that about money? The worst part was, just say it out loud. What was the worst part for you? The worst part was tapping the center of the chest. That's when I started believing. What did you start believing when that worst part happened? That's when I started believing that it was too hard. That's when I started thinking my needs don't matter. That's when I started thinking that I was too much. That's when I started thinking that I'm not worthy. That's when I started having shame around the desire for money. And I've been carrying this a long time. And I forgive myself for carrying this. And just send yourself some forgiveness for carrying all of that shame, all of that awkwardness from that moment on around it, all the crunchiness that comes up. And take a big, deep breath and release a big sigh. Ah. I forgive myself for all of this shame and awkwardness around wealth and money that I've carried from my whole family line. And just tune into who you picked it up from, who taught you this about money, who else in your earlier life had these struggles, and just feel their struggle right now. Feel their limitation, feel their lack, feel their smallness, feel their contraction, feel how they pass that on to you because they were so in it. I've been carrying this a really long time. Tapping the front of the ribs. And I picked it up from who? Who'd you pick it up from? Take a big, deep breath, release a big sigh. Ah, and tune into that memory now of when you first started believing that, when you started thinking that you weren't worthy, that it was too hard, that you shouldn't ask, that you should have shame around it. Feel that moment right now. Feel all the contraction. And then I want you to imagine in that memory of all of that contraction, all of that shame, all of that block, that you look over into the corner of the frame and you see a golden light. And that light is your higher self. And you see their bright, beautiful love looking at you. And you see them walk over to you in that moment. And you see them wrap their energy around you and hold you in their golden light. And feel the warmth of their presence, their care, their understanding, their compassion right now. And feel their understanding for what you just went through. And take a big, deep breath in and release a big sigh. Ah. Open up the mouth, let it out. Ah. This stretch, open the jaw. You're opening up the jaw. Go for it. Ah. Beautiful. Tapping the side of the ribs. And there they are with you in that moment, holding you, loving you in safety and care and understanding in your worth. And what do they want to say to you in that moment? What is their message for you? What does your higher self want to say to you in that moment? My higher self is telling me what? Tell me what they're telling you. Tapping the wrist. And then go ahead and write the message in the chat. They're telling me, beautiful. They're telling me you are fun. You're free to have fun. You are so good. It's safe to set boundaries. You are so lovable. Let it go. I'm already doing it. You are beautiful. Go and get it. Money doesn't have to get in the way of love. Money can enhance love. I am shameless. Yes, don't be shy of being alive. Tapping the next finger. What you have to offer is needed and it will help others. Beautiful. Tapping the next finger. My higher self is telling me. Tell me what your higher self is telling you right now. Yes. My higher self is telling me. Say that out loud. Tapping the next finger. My higher self is telling me. Say it out loud. I want you to really proclaim it. My higher self is telling me. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. I can trust. Say what you can trust. This message right now. Tapping the little finger. I'm ready to trust. Say what that is. I'm worthy of trusting. Say that out loud. I am ready to trust. Say that message out loud. I want to hear it. Let's really bring it into the field. I'm ready to trust that I can make it. Tapping the top of the head. I'm ready to trust that I'm good enough. I'm ready to trust myself. I'm ready to trust that I can want more. I'm ready to trust my aliveness. I'm ready to trust that I can do what I was born to do. I'm ready to trust what? Tell me what your message is right now. I'm ready to trust money. Tapping between the brows. I'm ready to trust money. Tapping the temples. I'm ready to trust money. Tapping the cheeks. It's possible I can do this. I'm ready to trust. Tell me what your message was out loud. And I want you to imagine right now what would happen if you actually fully trusted that in your life. Who would you become if you fully trusted that in your life? It's possible I can trust this. And I want you to feel what that would feel like if you fully trusted that in your life. What would that feel like in your body? What would that feel like in the texture? What kind of sensations would be in your body if you fully trusted that? All right. So I want you to tune into that in your body right now. Imagine yourself fully trusting it. Imagine yourself feeling what happens in your body, what sensations when you're fully trusting that message. Tapping the center of the chest. Okay, now I want you to describe what happens when you fully let go into just trusting that thing. It feels really, tell me what it feels like in your body. Is it soft? Is it fluffy? Is it airy? Is it silky? Is it smooth? Is it bubbly? What does it feel like in your body? It feels really, this is where we start to embody, bring it into the body, right? It feels really, take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Yes, it feels really, tapping the front of the ribs. I feel really, tell me what you feel when you allow yourself to have that experience. Okay, now I want you to imagine yourself really leaning into it, like really allowing yourself to delight in it like you've never delighted before. Like, I'm going to lean into this freedom, this expansiveness, this relief, this light wave, this loving freedom, airy, enthusiastic breath of fresh air energy. I want you to really feel that right now. Lean into it. See if you can really get in touch with it. Get on the edge. Expand it now by 50%. Like, really feel it in every cell. Feel what it feels in your muscles. Feels like it feels in your tissues of your body. How does it feel in your body? And I want you just to move a little bit while you're tapping on your ribs right now. And then close your eyes and just feel whatever that description was in your body right now and move it through your body. Beautiful. And now expand it, tapping the side of the ribs to 70%. Like, wow, I'm really going into it, really letting myself feel it. Move your head, move your arms, and tap all over your body as you do this. Really go into it, really feel it deeply, tapping wherever you want to tap. And then move into it at 100%. Like, really move your hips, move your body, let that feeling move through your body right now. Beautiful. Really lean a little bit more, 100%. Double that energy right now. Yeah, where has it been tight? Where have you been holding all that contraction? Move it there. Bring the pleasure of that into those areas. Beautiful. Now really lean into wherever you've been holding and take a long, deep breath and release a big sigh. Ah, shaking the shoulders. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Ah, beautiful. Coming back to tapping the chest. I'm worthy of feeling. Say these feelings that you're bringing into your life, into your business, into your creativity. I'm worthy of feeling. Say it out loud. Nice. Tapping the ribs here. I'm worthy of feeling. Yes. Good. Tapping the ribs. I'm worthy of feeling. Say it again. Tapping the wrist. I'm worthy of feeling. And I want you just to move as you tap. Let that move through your energy. I'm worthy of feeling. Yes. It's possible I can feel. Nice. Tapping the side of the thumb. It's possible I can feel. Beautiful. More what? What do you want to feel more of right now? Beautiful. I have a desire to feel more what? What is your desire to feel more? Let's voice our desires. Tapping the next finger. I have a desire to feel more what? Say what that is. Beautiful, more sensual, more free, more expansive, more successful. Oh, yeah. Feel the desire for that. Feel the yearning, the desire, the pull. Tapping the next finger. I can feel. Tell me what you can feel. Own your desire, own your joy, own your desire for having all of it in your whole life, to allow it to be luxurious and beautiful. Let yourself have it, letting go of the shame of it, and just really let yourself have it for a moment. That desire. Yes, yes. I can have the desire for. Beautiful. Okay, tapping the next side of the finger. Okay, so I want you to imagine what your wealth looks like at your highest desire. At your highest desire, what does that look like? What are you living in? What are you creating? How are you sharing? What are you doing? What kind of comforts do you have? Let's get into the pleasure of the desire so we can feel it. So I want you just to close your eyes, tapping on the finger here, and just feel it right now. Let your body just still move a little bit, because we're just moving that sensuality. We're moving that turn on through the body. And I want you just to imagine your highest financial desire, your highest wealth, and not just the money, but what it creates in your life and the way it creates your world, the way it's able to circulate into those that you share with, the way you're able to live in the luxury that you want to live in. So I want you to see it right now. And then I want you to just say it out loud. What is it? What is it that you're creating? What kind of luxuries are you having? What are you getting turned on by with this wealth? Beautiful, because this is a new identity code, right? This is a new identity that we're coding right now by giving ourselves permission to have these desires. Nice. Yeah, beautiful. Tapping the inside of the little finger. It's safe to have these desires. Yeah. Beautiful. Tapping the side of the hand. I can have these desires. I love having these desires. These desires are a part of me. Nice. Beautiful. Take a big, deep breath. Release a big sigh. Ah. Good. Tapping the top of the head. And I'm trusting the flow of my desire now. Okay, so I want you to feel what you're feeling with all this turned on desire, and feel how that feels in your body. Feel the texture of it. Now, I want you to imagine taking this energy and putting it in to your sales, putting it in to your service, putting it in to asking for things. What is it that your next step is with your business to create more wealth? Is it more one-on-one sessions? Is it showing up to do more lives and selling live on calls? Is it launching a new product? Is it putting yourself out there? Is it asking for a raise? What is it? What is your next financial level that you want to move into? Tapping the temples. And I want you to imagine moving that energy into that space right now. Yes. Okay. So let's take this energy and bring it in. So I'm going to get us to stand up right now. Yes. Let's all stand up. Okay. So I want you just to hold your body right now and then just move the energy through your body. Move all of this delicious, turned on, grateful for life, all of the gifts that you just got from your higher self. Feel that right now and close your eyes and just hold your body and move the energy through your body right now. Just getting in touch with the body right now, just moving the energy through the body. Yeah, good. Yeah, this is what it means to be embodied, to be in pleasure in our body. So let's just bring pleasure into our body right now, moving it through the legs, up the body, giving ourselves our own pleasure. Yes, yes. Okay, now I want you just to create some circles with your hips. So this is all connected to the root, to the earth, to our foundation, to the ground, to our security. This is the root chakra, right? So just imagine circles as you move all the energy down into the earth. Beautiful. And now place your hand below the navel. This is our sacral. This is where we connect to our life force energy. Yes. Feel the life force energy. Now, left to right, left hands to right hands, left to right. Great. And let's move the energy up to our solar plexus. This is our power. This is where we communicate our will from, our desires from. Yes. Feel your desires right now, knowing that it is safe to have desires. All right, we're going to take that energy out of our solar plexus right now and we're going to let it go. Take a big, deep breath in and exhale out. Ah, shake it out. Come back into the belly. Inhale, moving it through the solar plexus. Exhale, shake it out. Ah, beautiful. Once more into the belly. Inhale. And exhale, shake it out. Ah, beautiful. Hands on the chest. This is where our love comes from. This is where we serve. This is where we overflow. This is where our gifts come through. This is where our belief comes in our clients, the way we serve, the way we share, the way we lift up the world. It comes through our heart. Feel your love right now. Feel that love, moving it in the heart and press the hands into the chest. Feel the pressure right there. Yes. Take a big, deep breath in. And then exhale, bring it up to the sky. Exhale. Ha. Beautiful. We're going to do one more little dance here right now. Okay. So I want you to imagine right now you're in your golden orbit of energy. You're in your joy. You're in your love for what you do. Okay. I want you to imagine what is it that you're doing and how does it feel? And I want you to imagine taking that in to what you're creating into your life right now. All right. So saying it out loud, what are you creating? I'm creating. Say it out loud, tapping on the chest. Nice. Okay. And I'm letting this be fun, saying it out loud. Nice. I'm letting this be easy. Nice. Okay, let's move a little bit. Repeating after me. This can be fun. Yes. This can be easy. Yes. I'm ready to do this. I'm bringing my love and my joy. Yes. I'm getting turned on by what I do. Yes. And I'm having so much fun doing it. Okay, I want you to imagine yourself now having so much fun selling, sharing your gifts, letting people know what you're up to, creating. Yes. Sharing your voice, sharing your message from this place. Big, deep breath, big sigh. Ah, nice. Okay, shake the arms and just go into your own little dance right now, your own intuitive flow. Just move your body however your body wants to move right now. Moving the body, moving the energy through. Yes. So we're just moving the energy, right? So that we can be more in our bodies. Beautiful. All right, coming back to the theta position with me. Okay. And let's take a moment right now and just rest one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. And just feel your energy right now. Feel what it feels like to be connected to what you love, connected to your own turn on, and how that's a natural part of who you are. And that's all that's necessary. And how that this is the number one priority in your life. And feel that priority to be turned on by you, your life, your gifts as the number one priority now. That you get to be have fun doing it, that it gets to be balanced, that you get to create from that place of excitement and joy and creativity, and to know that you're worthy and it's all worthy. And then go ahead and write in the chat area, what was the number that you started at with your resistance, and what number is it now on a scale of 0 to 10? Tell me what number it started at and what number it is now. 9 down to a 5 or a 6. Beautiful, Madison. 10 to a 2. Deanna, awesome. 8 to a 3. 7 to a 2. 8 to a 5. 10 to a 5. 8 to a 4. 7 to a 3. 10 to a 2. 10 to a 0. Nice. 9 to a 2. 10 to a 6. Beautiful. So this work is about embodiment. This work is about us coming into our bodies and loving what we do and recognizing that that is the magnet for what we're creating and what we're sharing in the world, and to never let that go, because that is the core transmission of what we're here to teach our clients. That is the core transmission of what we're here to teach humanity, to love being in our bodies, to be in states of harmony and joy and beauty and bliss and expansion. And it is our role as embodied leaders to embody wealth in our codes as well, so that we can embody that for our clients, so that they can know that they are also worthy of that same wealth. And if anyone's going to do it, it has to be the coaches and the leaders. It has to be us. It has to be us who claim the code of wealth. We have to step out of the old belief of lack and not enough, because we are here to be examples. We are here to be the way. We are here to be the change. And this is part of the change of releasing that shame, of remembering that we are all abundant and we belong to the abundance of all of creation, and that we belong to the Garden of Eden. And the Garden of Eden, there is abundance, and wealth is a part of that abundance. And so my prayer for all of us is that we take those codes inside of us and we hold them for ourselves and as a mirror for our clients. And so instead of contracting when it comes to telling someone our price, instead of contracting when it comes to putting our offers out in the world, we do it with pride. We do it with joy. Because when we do it with joy, we know that it's reminding others that they have permission as well. We become the permission slip. So let's just take a long, deep breath into this intention together right now. Feel this. Hold the breath for a moment. And in this moment, we give ourselves full permission to own the glory of our desire, to know that wealth as a desire is the greatest gift because it is an expression of abundance. And we are abundant beings connected to the Creator. Let's exhale. And I'd love to hear from you guys. We'll have space for a couple of people to share. We're going to go over just probably about 10 minutes because I know we had a little bit of a slow start today. But I'd love to give the opportunity for anyone, if you want to come up and share something that you discovered today in this process. Perhaps it was a memory, or it was perhaps something you learned around about yourself, or something that you shifted into, something that you discovered, or perhaps there's even a question that you might want to come up and share with us today as a way of just really connecting with me and connecting with everyone else, because I know we all went on a journey with this. So if you want to raise your hand, I would love to bring you up and we can have a little connection. All right, beautiful. Awesome. Okay, Isle, is that how you pronounce your name?
It's Ilse.
Ilsa, beautiful. Nice to meet you, Ilsa.
Nice to meet you. Nice to be here for the first time.
Yay. Oh, awesome. Welcome to the family.
I joined because of Mia, and I read her email, and I was like, yes, I want to be here.
Amazing. I love Mia. She's a dear sister. For those who don't know, Mia Magic, she's quite a magical witch, isn't she?
She's very inspiring, and I
Mhm.
see why you two connect as well.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. We have a lot of fun together. So tell me, what was it that came through for you today? Anything you want to share? A question you have?
Mm, I was just very inspired because I'm in building my coaching and my business, and I keep falling back to the story of, oh, this is hard, and this is, I have to put a lot of work in this, and you just reminded me of this joy that I can come back to every time I want to create something or I want to launch, and that I don't have to think also too much about it. But when I really connect with the earth and with my feet on the ground dancing,
Yeah,
things can come and it can flow. So yeah,
yeah.
I've been really brought back to, yeah, to how easy it can be.
Beautiful. I love that you said that because, when we're dancing, when we're in flow, when our feet are on the ground, we're connected to the universe. And the universe is the ultimate provider. And sometimes we have been convinced by our matrix that we're in that what is around us is our provider, or our parents are our provider, or the client that we're entertaining or speaking to is our provider. But actually, when we move into a greater expanse of just knowing that we are provided for by the universe, then it takes off the pressure from anyone or anything else out around us to give to us. And then people give freely from a place of inspiration. And that's what we want as well. We want people to feel lit up by our offers and our service, and they want to give because they know it's going to be great for them, versus the paradigm of like, oh, I need them to do this so that I can make my rent and I can do this. And shifting out of that and coming back into, wow, I am so deeply abundantly provided for. And those activities of like putting your feet on the ground, of breathing air, of dancing, of celebrating life, of coming back into the memory of how beautiful it is to be alive, is what creates that magnetism as well. And so I love that you spoke into that, because it really is as simple as that. And I think sometimes we can forget, like, oh, just get outside and put your feet on the ground and get lit up again and remember why you're doing what you're doing. So yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that as well.
Beautiful. I love it. Awesome. Yay. All right, Sylvia, you want to share something?
Yes, thank you. I missed the first half an hour, but I was here for the whole practice, the tapping practice. And the the thing that I struck me the most are what you said right at the end. Never forget this, because I have in the past tapped into this energy. I call it feminine energy, which is really, really powerful, like this orgasmic energy. And I have slipped out of it. Some of it is because my age, going through perimenopause. Some of it is stress. Some of it is also being in a relationship. And I've been feeling this yearning after a divorce, not to lock myself into a relationship, but
Yeah.
and there is this struggle between me wanting loving someone, but not
Yeah.
feeling that I want to be locked in. And
Mm-hmm.
the relationship strangles my energy. And yeah, it's a big dilemma that I have with myself.
Yeah. Well, it's really interesting that you say that because our whole life will always affect how much money we're bringing in. Like last year, transparently, I got really sick. I was sick for 7 months and I didn't make as much money as I made in the years before because I didn't launch anything. And so it was my physical health that took away my capacity to actually show up for my business. I'm really grateful that I had built my business to a level where I had like money saved and I could actually relax and let myself be taken care of financially. And so sometimes we have these ebbs and flows with our finances, and often they reflect what's happening in our life as well. And so, yeah, the seasons of life sometimes bring more flow than others, but when the season is off, it's important that we recognize why the season is off and try to shift it and do the work that needs to happen so that the season can come on again. And so a lot of that is the discernment around our relationships, who we're choosing to be in partnership with, how we're showing up for our life, the kind of daily habits that we have. Lots of things could be happening. Even our family could be going through things. And so all of these can pull different energetic threads in our life that can either make our finances go up and down. And a lot of it has to do with it's pulling at our focus. And so, therefore, our attention or our golden frequency isn't being harnessed into the direction of wealth anymore because we're using that energy to try to solve a problem. And so that's why the nervous system regulation part is so important, whether it's on your wealth, whether it's on your relationships. As you heal all of that stuff, things just get more abundant because you have more energetic resource. And when you have more energetic resource, your financial resource starts to match that as well. And so that's why what you're saying is, taking care of the rest of your life will take care of the capacity that you have to actually create structure, to create your visions, to show up for those calls, to be energetically alive. And so taking care of your life as a holistic piece is part of building up those wealth codes. So yeah, thank you for referencing that and being discerning, especially after going through a divorce and recognizing probably how that really impacted your energy and your ability to be connected to flow. And that's a big transition. So I'm happy that you're honoring yourself as number one, the sovereign energy that you are.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Thank you, Sylvia. Beautiful. Elisa.
You mean me? Right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Hi.
good. Hi,
Hi.
honey. Good to see
Hi,
you.
great to be here. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So I just briefly wanted to share that I discovered some programming from my childhood. That is, I used to always like somehow feel guilty receiving gifts. That is like my parents are post-war generation, and we are well off, and somehow receiving gifts for birthdays or anything would feel not right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that, and that really imprints, especially when it's at such a young age as well, and then you have shame around receiving, awkwardness around receiving, and then those kinds of imprints, once again, they reflect in how we sell and how we ask because we've got that unprocessed stuff inside of our nervous system. So, yeah, I'm happy that you're working on that and we get to dive deeper as we go through that over the coming months as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
All right, we'll do one more and then we'll have a little chat around what's coming up for the next session. All right, Leah.
Yeah, hi, and wow, thank you for leading this. It was the first time I'm tapping with you, and I have a question and a reflection. So I've never actually tapped the fingers, right? So what is the
Okay, yeah.
significance of actually tapping the fingers?
So the fingers, I'm glad you asked. Basically, all of your organs are connected to the different meridians in your body. And so when tapping first began, they used the hand points. Tapping got abbreviated in the following years. But when the hand points got taken away, a lot of the organ points got taken away. And so each point is a different organ. And so when you skip the hands, you're kind of skipping some of the organs, and the organs hold different emotions in your body. And so when you're tapping on them, you're clearing out the stagnation in that meridian line. You're also clearing out the stagnation in the meridian that's connected to that organ. And so that's why when I'm doing like a 90-minute session or a 60-minute session, I'll include the hand points so it can be more thorough with the emotional body. If I do a 20-minute session, I might skip the hand points just so that I can move more quickly through the system. But for a deeper, more thorough experience, using the hand points really is powerful because you're working with the other organs that are often missed in the abbreviated version.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So yeah. It's a really beautiful technique. And how many people here, just a raise of hands, are new to tapping? And how many people, just raise of hands, who's new to tapping? Okay, cool. All right. And how many people here have tried tapping before or have their own tapping practice? You can raise your hands or just, share. Okay, cool. So it feels like we've got probably about 50-50 here. So what we're going to do tomorrow, in addition to doing our sacred structure, we're going to go into a little bit more around tapping and why it can really be of benefit. And this is a certification that I'm also launching at the end of the month as well. And so if you are healers, you are coaches, and you want to go deeper, and you feel like this method would support you not only in your embodiment, but your ability to really build a business, then that's what we're really opening up over the next couple of days. And what we can do right now, we can just leave a link for you guys in the chat. Veda, if you want to add that in there, you guys can check that link out. We'll go into more detail at the end of tomorrow's session. If you want to stay on at the end, we can talk about it. But that's really, it's a 6-month program. It's a way to really up level your own wealth codes while also learning a practice that you can take to your client sessions. I know many of us are already coaches and healers, and tapping is just such a phenomenal way to integrate another method into your practice. It goes with hypnosis, it goes with yoga, it goes with all kinds of therapies. So it's a really beautiful addition, or it's an amazing tool just on its own as well, as you've seen in this particular class today. And then what we actually do in the program is we spend a significant amount of time in building your business as well. And I think a lot of trainings, I'm sure many of you have been through a lot of trainings in the past, and they didn't have a business side. So you learned amazing tools and techniques, but you didn't know how to sell. You didn't know how to do discovery calls or build a landing page or build your social media offering or create packages and things like that. And that's something that I really pride myself on really guiding coaches with. And so that's something that we'll be doing inside the certification as well. And we're going to be opening it up tomorrow. And if you're interested, you can go on over there. You can also hop on a call with me and we can talk about it in more detail around what the program is and bring you on board if you're interested. But for tomorrow, if you guys are able to make it, I'm really, really super excited. It's going to be sacred structure tomorrow. So today was all about the feminine embodiment, you know, our ability to receive, our worthiness, our golden energy. And tomorrow is the masculine. It's the structure, it's the holding, it's the protection, it's the organization, it's creating the foundation, it's the follow through, it's the consistency. All of those aspects that sometimes we resist as healers. We just want to be in our feminine all the time. But when we marry the two, we go into divine union. And that's what we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to merge with our sacred masculine within ourselves so that we can really create a beautiful structure to build wealth, to create an overflow, so that we can really live a thriving life while helping our clients thrive as well. So before we hop off today, does anyone have any final questions? You can raise your hand. Okay, yes, Alondra?
I Oh my gosh, thank you. I was like, I really want to raise my hand, but she said one more.
Ah, okay.
So I've been following you for like a year now, and I found you through Boho Beautiful. Like, I
Oh,
know you're gonna be my tapping coach. I won't be able to join you, unfortunately, this month. I just know that you're gonna be the one. Because
yay.
within this whole year I'm just starting over my business, and so I'll be, once I get that going and as soon as I can invest with you, I know it's like a full body yes for me, because I've been going to your videos whenever I feel like there's something and I don't even know how to move it myself, or I need that extra support, and I'm like, yo, like I wish I could just tell her, like, Jennifer, like this is fucking incredible and amazing, like it's just so beautiful. And something that I was working with right now that I didn't even know. So I started at a 7. Like, I guess my morning was just like a little, it felt like just dull and like gooey and dark. It was like a 7 at first and it went to a 0. And I'm like, of course, right? Like, I already know.
Nice,
And
nice.
so I thought I had already worked through this, but what came up for me was so my first memory with money, I recall like me just finding money randomly on the sidewalk or like outside my mom's job if I like went with her or something. And and there, I think there was a time that I found like $100 bill even. And
Nice.
but and I thought I already worked through this, but no, I guess I still carried it because I definitely felt some emotional release and
Mhm,
stuff.
mhm.
She used to, I guess, because it was like like right there at her job, it would just be like, no, it's not yours, it's somebody else. Like, let's go. Like, somebody dropped it. Like, let's go find. Like, even though it was like easefully given to you, like, no. And I was
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know I still carried that. Yeah.
Wow,
So that's what
beautiful.
came
Well,
up, and I know I'm
I,
gonna be joining you sometime soon.
wow. Well, let's hop on a call. Let's have a chat and see how we can make it work. If you feel really passionate about joining and you're wanting to find an easier way to work it financially, let's hop on a call. We can hop on a discovery call and chat about it. And I would just love to connect with you either way and just learn about what you're up to and what you're creating. So yeah,
I
don't be
also
afraid to book a discovery call and we can just chat about it, whether
okay.
it's this time or another time. Um, um, I would I would love to make that work. Yeah. We've got some popping up in here. Do we
Thank
have any
you.
smaller
Okay.
programs? Thank you,
Yeah.
Alondra. Who don't want to be certified. We do have some smaller healing programs as well. If you reach out via email, we can talk to you about those. Thank you so much, guys. It is such an honor. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in Sacred Structure. Once again, click the link if you want to learn more about the coaching certification. You can hop on a call with me. I'm open and available to chat. There's absolutely no pressure. If you feel called towards this work and you just want to learn about it and see if it's a right fit, hop on a call and I'll be available for that and we can see if it's going to work for you. And yeah, it's just an honor to be a part of this community. I'm really excited for tomorrow. We're going to have a blast bringing it all together. And yeah, I hope to see you then. Thanks for everything. Bye.